Welcome to NFL Live. Hannah Storm along with the All-Star cast today of Swagoo, Jeff Darlington, Tim Hasselbeck, 10 teams opening mandatory minicamp. We start, though, with a star receiver who is not there, and that would be the aforementioned CeeDee Lamb, not present at Cowboys mandatory workouts today. The All-Pro is seeking a new contract. This coming a day after Justin Jefferson agreed to the largest non-quarterback contract in NFL history. Lamb is due $18 million this year. Jefferson's new deal is almost twice that at $35 million. Here's Mike McCarthy.
So CeeDee and all those types of situations, he's in a business situation. You know, everybody's engaged, and I have no qualms or don't lack no confidence as far as, you know, our vet's being ready. He's been engaged. I can just tell you that he's been engaged.
Man, CeeDee about to hit the brink truck. He about to get his, you know. But I can't think of someone more deserving. You talking about hand in hand? I think CeeDee's, you know, the best receiver in the league. If not, if you ever want to argue a top three, but in my eyes, seeing his mindset, how he comes every day, I think he deserves every penny. So I'm going to be super excited for him for whatever his contract lays out. But it's going to be a nice contract for sure.
Yeah, and Micah's hoping to get his, too, by the way. All right, back to CeeDee. 395 catches in his career, third most by any player in those first 4 seasons in NFL history. That is more than Justin Jefferson. He's fourth on the list. As you know, he just signed that mega deal, $140, $110 million guaranteed. Both of them drafted in the first round of 2020. So Lamb is, as of right now, he's a free agent after this season. So, Jeff, nobody's backing up that Brinks truck yet, but what are you hearing about the negotiations?
No, they're not. Well, we've got quite a bit to unpack here. First of which is I can tell you that negotiations haven't gotten to the point where anything even is close to imminent. Now, of course, the Justin Jefferson contract certainly should spur things along. There really are no more excuses when it comes to trying to make progress on this deal, even though to this point there hasn't been much at all. The question, of course, is how will the Cowboys receive that Justin Jefferson contract? How will CeeDee Lamb's camp receive that contract? Because it is a lot of guaranteed money to the point where you are resetting a market. It's also a 4-year deal. Generally, the Cowboys like to do longer deals. This is also a Vikings team with a rookie quarterback. This is a Cowboys team with a quarterback in a very sticky contract situation of his own that will cost him a ton of money. So we've got a lot to unpack still, even though that Justin Jefferson situation should at least help spur things along.
All right, so Swagoo, I think of you sometimes as the conscience of the Cowboys, okay, as the voice of reason here. So as such, they got to figure out Dak. And listen, Micah down the road, too, what do they do with CeeDee Lamb? Do they break the bank for him?
Well, first and foremost, hello to my people. Listen, Hannah, and like Jeff just said, this is a lot to unpack. We could damn near do the whole hour of this show on this particular topic. But Jeff made the great point at the end about where the Minnesota Vikings are in their quarterback situation with drafting a rookie, J.J. McCarthy, and having, obviously, Sam Darnold as a potential fighter for a starting position there, as opposed to $55 million being on your cap from Dak Prescott, who's in a contract year himself. And now it's about prioritizing and also structure. Like, structure is going to be a big word that I use this offseason when we talk about these deals that are imminent. It's not like CeeDee Lamb is not going to get paid, but the structure sometimes, as a former player, and Tim knows this as well, it causes you to pause at signing the paperwork. It's not always about the dollars. It's how the dollars are distributed. And I'm sure that is going to be a sticking point with the Dallas Cowboys, knowing that their most important position and most important player in Dak Prescott is due for a contract as well, in which they want to negotiate that is more team-friendly, not dollar-wise, structure-wise. So CeeDee is in a completely different situation than Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson saw his quarterback walk out of the building and go get $100 million with another team. They have literally started over at the quarterback spot in Minnesota. The Dallas Cowboys got a decision to make on a quarterback that's going to command $100+ million if they let him walk or if they keep him.
Yeah, you're right about structure, because basically you're talking about, listen, you're talking about at least $100 million over the first 3 years of a deal for a wide receiver now. Like, that's what you're talking about, and all of it guaranteed, because that's basically what Justin Jefferson is getting. So you're talking about getting that much money and getting it that quickly, which, to your point, is tough when you have the Dak Prescott situation. I think it's also important for this, because we're beating up on the Cowboys. Like, hey, what's taking you so long? Why aren't you doing this? What's taking you so long? Like, the reality of it is, too, if you are CeeDee Lamb in his camp, why would you be in a hurry? You know that Justin Jefferson's about to reset the market. And so you can go get Justin Jefferson's deal plus $1. Same thing with Jamar Chase's money, about to pop up. Like, you get that plus $1. Like, the reality is like, CD doesn't need to be in any real hurry on it. And so while we're putting it all on the Cowboys from that regard, like, look, it isn't necessarily their choice to say, hey, we're locking you up right now because of the things that Marcus just talked about. So, look, they've found themselves in a pretty tough spot. It's not impossible to get through it, but there's not a quick fix to it. It's like, hey, just go pay these 3 guys right now.
Yeah, I mean, the longer you wait, that price tag just goes up. That's a reality. Okay, this is new on NFL Live. The receivers are not the only ones getting paid. Christian McCaffrey signs a 2-year contract.
Christian McCaffrey has signed a 2-year extension for $19 million per year, says sources to Adam Schefter. McCaffrey will receive an additional $8 million over what he was scheduled to make for the first 2 years, while adding $24 million in guarantees. The deal was negotiated and confirmed by WME Football, who has been on a couple different tweets over the last couple of days, getting deals done. I believe Justin Jefferson, also WME. Congrats to Christian McCaffrey. We didn't think about him. Thought Ayuk, because they got the Juwan Jennings deal done. We thought Ayuk was potentially going to be next over there. Instead, it was Christian McCaffrey needs to get a little bit more money so that we can pay him a fair market share for what he does for our team. Now, obviously, you would think like John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan feel an obligation to take care of their guy who has been their bell cow since getting dropped in there. But now this raises so many more questions. First of all, congratulations to Christian. We're happy for him, AJ. He's a dynamic player.
He's awesome.
Love it.
He is. But what do we do now, though? Credit to them for getting out in front of it, I think, because we know how awesome Christian actually is. But they have a long list, man. This is why I do not envy GMs and what they have to do and how you have to kind of manipulate the roster and the salary cap.
$8 million more per year, too. Just how's that happen? Does Christian McCaffrey's people come up and say, hey, just real quick, we need more money?
Yeah.
And Lynch is like, everybody needs more money. I need more. You should see what they're paying me. I'm not happy about it. Or is this John Lynch potentially looking at the market and going, hey, we view you as running back and wide receiver and weapon with what other people are. This is probably what you're due. And Brock Purdy is still on a rookie deal, so we're able to do this now as opposed to what's about to happen in the future. I do wonder how this plays.
I know. It is interesting. I don't think has anyone gotten close to Christian McCaffrey? I know Barkley just got a new deal, but I don't think he was anywhere near to that. Like, to your point, he is, he can be used anywhere. He can be a running back. He can be a wide receiver. And he means so much to that team. As dynamic as they are and as great as Brock Purdy is, it starts with that run game, C-Mac, and then once he splits out, he's always a matchup nightmare.
So Christian was at 16 a year, which was the highest paid running back. Second was Kamara at 15, Jonathan Taylor at 14. So now he goes to 19, which puts a decent little gap in there.
Yeah, and will somebody else try to utilize that as negotiation, or will we see the same standstill on the running back market, except for if you're Christian McCaffrey, who is their weapon? That he is their, now granted, got a lot of explosives outside and a tight end position. And Brock Purdy's been able to hit them all perfectly. But all of it goes because there is a real fear of what the hell Christian McCaffrey is about to do. And I guess that's what they're doing. They're putting money where their mouth is.
Well, with him, right? This is kind of all she wrote for Brandon Ayuk. There's kind of no way that they're bringing him back, and also goes to the point that they drafted a first-round wide receiver.
So Brock Purdy's deal affords you a lot of movement. It gives you a lot of opportunity because he was last pick so not only rookie contract, worst rookie contract. That is at the highest paid position at quarterback. That's normally eating 20% of salary cap. So you have a lot of room to wiggle with whenever you have Brock Purdy at your quarterback. But they're going to have to do a lot of wiggling. I mean that is certainly a wiggle party about to take place in San Fran if they want to keep the same cast of characters around, maybe for another Super Bowl run after this year.
Well, and if you just look at a guy like Ayuk in his situation, if there is any kind of negotiation, like after something like this happens, like you think he's happy? He's just like, if he's not getting exactly what he wants, like why wouldn't he just be like, No. Like, you're paying all these other guys. We're talking about, what you're going to give Purdy next year, who after all these guys get paid, he's probably going to be making over $50 million a year. It's just like it seems like they've kind of already made their bed, and they're okay with losing Ayuk.
Hey, Ayuk, come to Indianapolis.